Hello everyone. In this session, we'll learn about shell scripting, variables in shell scripting. So a variable is nothing in a shell script is nothing but it's reference to a numeric or character value. And in a shell script doesn't require you to declare any type of that variable. You can assign a data to the variable and then use it again in the same. You can use it in the same script or shell, like to hold a string of characters. And to access the value of this variable, you need to call this variable using a dollar prefix, the dollar sign, and you can access this variable value. And usually, the variables are used to store the path of the files, like, and output of the commands. Uh, and yeah, this can be used within the script or on the terminal as well. So the way to declare a variable is variable name equals to value. And we have two types of variables. One is user defined variables, the other one is system defined variables. So let's see practically like how to define the variables. So here, when you are declaring the variable, you can give like two ways. Name, I'm giving the name as a variable and the value as Ravi. So now let me access this variable, echo dollar name. This is how I'm prefixing dollar symbol before the variable name to access this value. So, and again, if you are going with the scripts, so the standard best practices use export variable name equals to. So this is how. So here also we can uh, retrieve the value. So this is how you are like declaring the variables and assigning the values to the uh, variables. And we can, if there are multiple values with for a variable to assign, so what you need to do is you need to do put declare assign the value in double quotes. Export name is equals to, I'm giving welcome to Linux. We have special symbol in this space. So now let me access the variable. So see, this is how. And sometimes you need to merge the values. You need to use, we can use the we can even use the variable name to print some text actually on the display. So let me use the same thing. So what I'm doing is, if you see, so if I see like this, so it gives error. So it will not execute because it doesn't know, it is considering as a different uh, uh, variable name which is not assigned, so it is giving null value. So now let me define this in another way. Echo dollar and open. So now let me use the same one. So now it has given, okay. Okay, let me type it again. Yeah, this is how. So it is coming. Now it's using. So here there was some echo typo error. So it went failed. So now it works. So this is how you used to use variables when you are merging the or like adding this variable, using accessing using this variable name in some scripts or some commands, appending with some date functions or something. Then you need to use in this braces variable name. So it will not give it any errors. So, and these are called as system defined, sorry, user defined variables, because we are creating the variables and we are assigning the values to the uh, these variables. So there are other variables which are system defined, such as uh, these are the system variables. So these are ps1 command prompt, home variable, pwd log name, user, history command, host name, shell name. So because you don't even need to define these values, it will directly give the uh, uh, value. If you see echo dollar pwd type, it will okay. Here this is dollar pwd. So now let me do uh, echo dollar home. So yeah, I am in that home variable value it given. So even you can give like this env pipe grep capital, yeah, env. You can execute this command env. It will give all the variables whichever we have. Let me give it again. Yeah, these are all the system defined variables. So ps1, if you see it, this is already there. So you can even say these are all the system defined variables. Host name, class path, pwd, everything. These are all the system defined variables. So these are all the system defined. So, and when you're coming to the naming convention or naming a variable, you need to when you're defining a variable, there are certain set of rules to name the variable. So the variable name must begin with the alphanumeric character or underscore character, and followed by one or more alphanumeric character. We cannot use any other special characters other than underscore when you are naming a variable name. And a variable name must start with alphanumeric character or underscore, and we shouldn't put any spaces on either side of the equal sign when assigning value to a variable. And the variables are case sensitive, just like the file names in Unix, Linux. You can define null. We can define a variable as null value, as shown in this slide. So you can just give test equal to, you can use you cannot you can don't enter any value, and you can even give the null value in the double quotes. So let's see this in a practical. So I'm exporting it. Export is equals to, and I'm going enter. So now let me print the value of this variable. So it's an empty value. So now again let me export it another way. Now let me do test one equals to space and this one. Yeah. So now if I do dollar this value, it's an empty value because it's a null value we have defined. So this is how you need to declare the null variables. And do not use this question mark and star etc to name your variable names, as we discussed in the point one.